race is on.
From 70-mile-an-hour pace car speed up to 190 miles an hour by the time they hit 3, and Johnson's in command.
Greg Biffle sitting behind his teammate last year, Matt Kenseth, and pushed him to the very last lap, and Dale Jr. stood by at the end of the race. Biffle's in a great position right now.
Harold, you stay in the high groove if you're up front.
You got to. Mike, you cannot move right now. There's no way.
3 wide. Behind the top 10 is Jim Gordon. Tries to bust out of the middle and collect the challenge.
That outside line is definitely moving. You can see Brad Keselowski on the inside getting smaller and smaller in that 2 car.
Yeah, what you'd really like to have happen, Biffle and Danica particularly, is these guys on the outside clear the inside guys, and it gives them some options.
How about Dale Earnhardt Jr.? You're riding with him, pushing Danica Patrick down the back straightaway.
Pushing is okay on the straightaway. Troublesome in these corners at full speed. Keselowski and Hamlin in the 11 on the inside with Logano. Trying but unable to close up on the outside.
We talked about teammates all day long, and here Jimmie Johnson, and right behind him is Greg Biffle, but then comes 2 more teammates in Danica Patrick and Dale Earnhardt Jr. That could be a big game.
4 laps to go.
There is no telling how much Greg Biffle in that 16 car wants to win the Daytona 500. He's come close. He's had a great speed weeks, and here he is in 2nd place behind Jimmie Johnson.
But Larry, with this car, we haven't seen conventional wisdom pay off. I think that Greg Biffle right now is trying to think about what do I need to do to get by Jimmie Johnson and win this race.
And right now, Johnson's not running the high groove or the bottom groove. He's almost running the middle of the racetrack through 3 and 4.
Wouldn't you?
I think that Biffle and Danica and Dale Jr., they very well might make a move on Jimmie Johnson here before too long.
Should the caution flag come out before the leader takes the white flag, we'll attempt a green-white checker finish, and we'll try that up to 3 times if necessary. Once the leader takes the white flag, the next flag, caution or checker, ends the race.
The only problem with going a little early, which I'd love to be able to do, but if I don't make the pass or if I don't get where I want to go, I may lose a lot of position coming to the checker.
Jimmie Johnson is a Daytona 500 winner, but over the last 6 500s, he's finished no better than 27, and last year he completed only 1 lap.
Well, Mr. Lonely is lonely right now, and he's loving every minute of it.
Daryl, I believe somebody's going to have to do it here in the next little bit if they're going to make something happen.
Ryan Newman over 200 entering the corner. And look who's up there in the top 10. Regan Smith, J.J. Yaley, Michael McDowell, drivers with small teams challenging the powerhouses of this sport with a lap and a half to go.
They are 3 and 4, and it finishes just like this. Let me finish right where I am. Up front, different story.
What a great payday for those teams.
Here they come, boys and girls.
Go now or finish second.
When we cross the start line, it's a race. And oh, by the way, it's not over. It's just now on.
Daryl, keep an eye on Daryl.
Oh, car to the wall, hard. Turn 1. And it's one of the Beacon cars at the 93 of Travis Squad. No caution. NASCAR, if the track is clear, they will let them finish. We are still green. And here comes the leader.
Yeah, Mark Martin is really pushing Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88.
Junior to the inside of Greg Biffle. The green flag still flies. Martin's number 55. Keselowski in the 2. Biffle backing up. Patrick behind him. For the 2nd time, the Daytona 500 goes to Jimmie Johnson, 5-time champion of California, and his Rick Hendricks flag.
He can thank Dale Jr. for that. 2nd year in a row. Dale Jr. made the
Danica Patrick, the pole sitter, becomes the highest finishing woman in the Daytona 500, 8th.
They were coming at her from every side. I mean, front backs.
8th place.
That group was a happy
Yeah,
but he's
so
a happy
overhyped.
man. Not only because they won this race, since he won it in 2006, his average finish in the 500 outside the top 30.
And the reason we call him Mr. Lonely,
Man, that's awesome. We got you on. You're here for it.
we call him Mr. Lonely because all they did in testing and practice and all the different times is just ride by themselves.
Jimmie Johnson's crew chief, Chad Knaus, will make his first trip to Daytona 500 victory lane. Johnson's last win came with Knaus on suspension. Today is Jimmie Johnson's 400th career Sprint Cup start. There's Starlin and Rick Hendrick. I didn't want to use this fact earlier, I might jinx it. Look at who won in their 400th career start. Lee Petty, Richard Petty, David Pearson, Dave Marcus, Dale Earnhardt, and now Jimmie Johnson. Win for Jimmie Johnson. He becomes the 10th multiple winner of the Daytona 500 and kicks off his 12th consecutive season with at least one victory. Top 10 for Danica Patrick. Best ever finish in the 500 by a woman. And here is the 5-hour energy big move of today's race.
Win or wreck, Danica.
Jimmie Johnson holding off Dale Earnhardt Jr., who finishes second for the third time in the last 4 500s.
Mike, at the end of that race, the last 5 or 6 laps, not a soul in this grandstand was sitting down. They were all on their feet, screaming and cheering.
Yes, they were. Mark Martin in his 29th 500 finishes.
And once again, Danica let us down.
Here's Matt.
And a history-making day for Danica Patrick. Top 10 finish, Danica. You had led laps, and you were sitting third. We got ready to make the run for the finish. At that point, what was your game plan?
You know, I kept thinking about that the whole time. There was plenty of time. I mean, I spent most of the race running half throttle in the line. So I spent a lot of time thinking about what you're going to do when that opportunity comes. And, you know, I think it's just tough to tell. You know, I kept asking up above what it looked like was working. And, you know, if you needed a hole, you needed people to help you out. I feel like you know, I had a little bit of help here today, here and there, but you know, I felt like if I were to dive low, I had a feeling I was going to get freight trained. So, you know, it was tough to tell. I mean, Dale did a good job of backing it up because it did look like we were getting away, and it felt like it too because we were flat, like we were not lifting those laps. And when you're second and third and so on, you do, and so we weren't. So I thought we were maybe just pulling away a little bit, but at the end of the day, it was. You know, it was a solid day for the GoDaddy car and the GoDaddy crew. They did a nice job in the pits. We stayed basically in the top 10 all day long, so can't really complain about that. It was nice. It was calm most of the time, but it was fun when it got a little exciting.
Mission accomplished, Mike Joey, 8th in Daytona.
Win or wreck, bitch. Approaching the swell on this Big Bear 40 ounce of malt liquor.
So, if you have a flat tire, then...
Shout out to everybody watching my malt liquor videos. Big Bear. No door foam. Straight off the streets of the Big Bear, capital of the world, Binghamton, New York. Big Bear Superior Malt Liquor. Absolutely fucking delicious. Follow me on Twitter, Trentio1. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. See it worldwide. Drink malt liquor.